Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Problem Solving and Decision Making Creatively. My name is Ross Maynard and I'm a Fellow of the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants here in the UK. We all know that we need to be more creative in our problem solving and our decision making, but it's sometimes difficult when we're within an organisation with a specific role to play. This course will help you be more creative. What will we cover? We'll cover why organisations need to be creative in their problem solving and decision making. We'll cover the different thinking styles that people use when making decisions. We'll look at a step-by-step method to creative problem solving and decision making. We'll have a look at tools to help develop creative problem solving and decision making. And finally, we'll look at the benefit realization approach to problem solving. Why do we need to be more creative in our problem solving and decision making? Well, marketplaces and business practices are changing fast. We have AI and machine learning, big data, the Internet of Things, quantum computing, robotics, 5G, the blockchain. All of these things are swirling towards our business like a tsunami. Business as usual is no longer an option. We need to be more creative in our problem solving and our decision making so that we can evolve and our organizations can evolve to meet these challenges. There's a saying that you may have come across, and I don't believe it has an original source, but it is, if you continue to think like you've always thought, you'll continue to get what you've always got. In short, if you continue working the way you always have, then you're not going to be able to get out of the rut, and the tsunami of change is going to swamp you and swamp your business. And it is easy to get stuck in a decision-making rut. We all do it. We can gather the same old group together and come up with the same old solutions to problems that we have done before. The danger is that our competitors are thinking more creatively. For example, here's two innovations that have been recently developed. The scooter suitcase. I'm not at all sure how it would maintain balance if the suitcase was full. And USB rechargeable batteries, a brilliant idea in my view. And the first step in creative thinking is to think differently. In his book, Coping with Difficult Bosses, Robert Bramson identifies 5 thinking styles that categorize the modes of thinking and problem solving we use most frequently. They are synthesists, idealists, pragmatists, analysts, and realists. And we're usually a blend of 2 of these thinking styles. According to Robert Bramson, the synthesists are creative thinkers who perceive the world in terms of opposites. When you say black, they think white. When you say long, they think short. To connect with synthesists, Bramson suggests, listen appreciatively to their speculation and don't confuse their arguing nature with resistance. Idealists, says Bramson, believe in lofty goals and standards. To connect with idealists, Bramson suggests, associate what you want to do with these goals of quality, service, and community good. Pragmatic thinkers are flexible, resourceful folk who look for immediate payoff rather than for a grand plan that will change the world. To connect with pragmatists, Bramson suggests emphasize short-term objectives on which you can get started with resources at hand. And all quotes here are taken from Coping with Difficult Bosses by Richard Bramson. Analyst thinkers equate accuracy, thoroughness, and attention to detail with completeness. They are likely to gather data, measure it, categorize it, and rationally and methodically calculate the right answer to any problem you come up with. To connect with analysts, Bramson suggests provide a logical plan replete with backup data and specifications. And finally, realist thinkers are fast-moving doers who know that reality is what their senses, sight, sound, taste, smell and touch, tell them it is, and not that dry stuff that one finds in accounting ledgers, or the insipid pages of a manual of operations. To connect with realists, Bramson suggests focus on the challenge and on your solution. Take some time now to look at those definitions and see which categories you think that you fit in. I believe that I'm a pragmatist and an analyst, with a colleague who's a synthesist and idealist. Sometimes that can be a difficult relationship, but when it works well, it works really well. So what are you? And what are your colleagues and managers? And remember, when you're dealing with others, try and understand what thinking style they're coming from. Seek first to understand their point of view and their position and their thinking style, and then to be understood. Establish rapport with their thinking style, and learn what rubs them up the wrong way. And remember that groups with a mix of thinking styles are more creative and will come up with better solutions and ideas. But they can also be more fractious because of the different styles making people behave and process information in different ways. As Richard Branson says, if you communicate with realist bosses as if they were analysts, you will never get their attention. In summary then, if we always think of problems in the same way, using our preferred thinking style, we're not going to be able to develop innovative new solutions. A mix of thinking styles is essential, and particularly essential in problem-solving groups. I don't know about you, but I've certainly had occasions in groups where my thinking has been completely changed by the different viewpoints of other members of the group or the different approaches to the issue. Let's look at some of the ways that new thinking has been applied to old problems. For example, in the insurance industry, most customers buy insurance with the knowledge that they'll get little value out of the relationship. Two solutions have been brought along to try and tackle this. First, using artificial intelligence to make underwriting and claims processing faster and easier for the claimant. And secondly, one insurance company is offering that unclaimed insurance money will be donated to the charity of the customer's choice. Though I'm not sure how that works in practice, given that insurance is meant to be pooled risk. In retail, the problem of long queues at tills or pay points has long been an issue. Now, automated order points and self-service pay points are practically everywhere in every shop. One of the issues with buying clothing online is that sizing is not consistent between different brands and even between ranges within a brand. This leads to a high level of returns, which obviously costs the retailer money, and which is very frustrating for the customer. As a solution to this, Amazon have now introduced a service where you can try a product for 7 days before paying for it and return it for free if it doesn't fit. My wife has just discovered this service, to my great concern.